Hello everybody, welcome to this video where we are going to discuss about inheritance again. So in our previous lectures we have already seen about what is inheritance, how to create subclasses. We have also seen how access control can be maintained in inheritance. Plus we have also discussed about how constructors are used in case of a superclass and a subclass. So in today's video, we are going to see how methods behave in a superclass and in a subclass. And we are going to look at a concept known as method overriding. So let's start this lecture. So I am beginning this lecture with a program. This is the same program we had looked at when we were discussing about constructors and inheritance. So here you see you have the employee class with first name, last name, and public methods get first, get last. We have a constructor, and then here I have a method called display. So it does not return anything, it doesn't take any argument, and it prints the first name and the last name as name colon and then the first name followed by space followed by last name. So that is what is done by display method. So employee is the superclass. Next, we can see we have a class called faculty which extends from employee. So, since it extends from employee, the faculty class will get all of these. It will get first name, last name, get first, get last, and it will also get the method display. So now, inside the class faculty, I have department, salary, get department, get salary, okay. Plus, as you can see here, this class, the subclass of employee also has a method called display. So now, you might be thinking that already there is a display which is coming from the superclass. So this display also belongs to faculty since it is inheriting, and this is in the default access control, so it is accessible in faculty. Okay. So in that case, what about this second method, display? So now faculty has two methods, display. Let's forget about this method, the last method that we have written here. I'll talk about this later. So as you can see, you have the faculty class now has got two methods display, and you can see the signature is the same, that is return type, arguments, everything is same, void, display. Okay, so now how is this handled? Okay, so when you have something like this, that means in the superclass you have a method, and in the subclass you have a method with the same signature. This is important. The signature has to be the same signature. So in that case, this is known as method overriding. So why overriding? This is because when you create an object of the subclass, you will see that when you call the method display, now the subclass has two display methods, one of its own and the one which it has inherited from its superclass. So when you have an object of the subclass and you call the method display, it will be the subclass method which will get executed. So you will have this method which gets executed, not the one from the superclass. So that is why the subclass, what it is doing is it is overriding the display method of the superclass. So when you have two methods with the same signature, one coming from the superclass and one from the subclass, the one which will be executed if you are creating an object of the subclass is the one that belongs to the subclass. So this is known as method overriding. Okay, so faculty object, if I create an object of class faculty, as we can see here, so here E is of type employee, F is of type faculty. So when I call E.display, then E is of class employee, so the display method of class employee gets executed. So this should display, okay, this one. It should execute this. First name and last name will be displayed. And when I am calling display with the subclass object, then it is the subclass method which will get executed. If this method was not here, in the subclass this method was not there, then what would have happened? The display method which it has inherited from the superclass would have executed. So, but now since both the superclass and the subclass has the method of the same signature, okay, in that case the subclass method gets executed. So here f.display will execute the subclass method. So let's run this and see. Let's go to the command prompt, Java C. Okay, it's compiled. Let's execute this and see. So there you have, for the employee object, you can see only the name is displayed. For the faculty details, okay, this is displayed. The name, full name is displayed. This is something else, we'll talk about it later. Okay, so this is about your method overriding. Don't confuse this with method overloading, because overloading is what, if you see here in the faculty class, I have, this is when I'm going to use this particular method. You can see, okay, void display. There is a method called display. There is another method called display in the same class. Okay, but one is signature of this is no arguments. Signature of this is that it is taking one string. So this is also same name, but signature is different. So this is your method overloading. Okay, the same thing also happens if I don't have a method here. Suppose I don't have this method was not there, then by extending from employee, this display method of employee will come to faculty, and faculty will have another method display which takes as argument a string. Okay, so now this is not the question of method overriding, it is a situation of method overloading. But if the two methods, they have the same signature, like this, in that case you have a case of method overriding. So that is your method overriding and method overloading. So I hope this is clear to you. Now let's see here what we have done in the method display in the subclass. You can see we are writing this name is first name and last name. So these first name and last name is being inherited from the superclass. Okay. Now if you see this display method, it is also doing the same thing. So why should we write the code again? When already this display method is being inherited by faculty, why should we write the same code again? So what we will do, we will just comment this sentence out, this line out, and then we can call the display method of the superclass. So if I call like this, if I call, this is in capital. So if I call in this manner, then what happens? This becomes a recursion. It will call itself. Display of faculty will call display of faculty itself. So this is going to be a recursion. But what we want is, we want to call the superclass display method. So what we will do, we will precede it with the keyword super. Super dot display. So now what happens? What we are doing here? This calls the super class method display. Superclass method display. So to call the superclass method, you have to prefix it with super dot display. So the keyword super is used to call the superclass method. So here it should do the same thing. So here there is a call to display. If you see here, this is a call to display. It is calling display. So it is calling with the object of the subclass. So this method gets executed. So here there is a call to display of the superclass. So it will go and find it here. It will execute this first name and last name. Then it comes back here, executes this sentence and executes this. So this is how you can call the superclass method using the keyword super. Just note the difference between this keyword super and how you call the constructor. The constructor of the superclass is called like this. You don't use the dot operator. Here you have to use the dot operator. So that is calling superclass method. Now we can again just run the program and see what happens. So let me first save this. So compile and run. So there you see it's giving me the same output, okay? But here you see this line, name colon Sam Blake, this value, this is appearing from the execution of the display method of the superclass. And these two are coming from the subclass display method. So that is about your superclass, super keyword. And we will discuss little bit more about method overloading. Let's say let me just explain it in this file itself. Suppose you have here a hierarchy of inheritance. Okay, so you have a class A which inherits from B, which inherits from C, which inherits from D. Okay, so A is okay. Let's say A is the topmost class, then B extends A, C extends B, and D extends C. So we have a hierarchy. At the topmost superclass is A, then we have B, then we have C, then we have D. Okay, so this is a hierarchical inheritance. Now, suppose I have a method display in D. Okay, I have a method display in D. Also, I have a method display, let's say in A, but B and C does not have a display method. Okay, and then somewhere else, what we have done is we have created an object. So D small d, obj new d. Okay, somewhere I have created an object. So now I call d obj dot display. Okay, dobj dot display, and in dobj dot display, that is here I have used super dot display. Okay, some other codes may be there. So now when I call this, then definitely the control goes to this method display in the class D. Then there is a call to display super.display. So where does it look for? So it first looks into C, class C, the immediate superclass. Then it looks into B, okay. Then it looks into A. Okay, so this is how it goes and searches for the compiler will search for the display method. Now, what happens if this is not there? If this is not there and you are calling super.display, then ultimately the compiler fails to find a match in the superclasses and then it will give you an error. So, this is something more about the overriding of methods and using the keyword super. So we'll see, we have already seen this example program. So you can try this program and see how it works.